How to use Smartsheet tutorial for project management. In this video, we're going to be talking about the best project management and work enterprise software out there. This software will help you manage all of your tasks and work in one place. It will give you the best sales CRM, and it will also help you drive a lot of customer management. Okay, we're going to be talking about it and all of that in this video. So please do make sure to fully watch this video till the end so you get a full idea about this software that I'm going to be using. This software is called SmartSheet. Now, one of the best things about SmartSheet is that you can try it definitely for free. It has its very own free pricing and plan, and among the free pricing and plan, it also has a lot of other plans with other benefits. Okay, and we're going to be going through the great details of these recurring plans as well. So again, please do make sure to fully watch this video till the end so you can get a proper idea on how SmartSheet works. Now, to start things off, what we're going to be doing is we're going to go ahead to smartsheet.com. And once we're over here, what we're going to do is we're going to click on Try Smartsheet for free. So once you click on Try Smartsheet for free, here it says Get started with your work account. Okay, so what we're going to be doing is we're going to use our email. Okay, now once you add your email, you're going to choose your region. So it could be Northern America or Europe. I'm going to go with the European region and click on Try Smartsheet for free. Now, the region that you choose obviously has to be closer to where your work site is, okay? So you're going to make sure that the information is correct, and once you've done that, it's going to take you to the confirmation page. So in the confirmation page, it's going to be asking you some details about onboarding on why you want to use Smartsheet and all the other recurring details. So you're just going to make sure to add in all those things in one place, and once you've added all of that, what's going to happen from there, it's going to take you to the main dashboard. So let me go through all of that and let me show you how it looks. So here it says, please check your inbox. We have sent an email to you. So I just got that email in my inbox. I'm going to go ahead and verify myself. And once I have been verified, I'm going to go ahead and start using Smartsheet as it is. Now, one of the best things about Smartsheet is that it gets you straight into its platform. Okay, it doesn't work around, or it doesn't walk on eggshells. Let me show you what the screen is going to look once you confirm your email. So it's going to bring you here where it says Smartsheet. It starts loading in and takes you to the home central where all the main things start occurring. Okay, so while it loads, let me tell you about a few of the features. So one of the features of Smartsheet is that when it comes to management, you can choose different views for your management. Okay, there's list view, table views, and a whole lot more. So according to those views, you can assign different tasks, and in those different tasks, you can give different descriptions. Isn't that incredible? So once we're over here, it says, let's secure your account with a password. So I'm going to go ahead and enter a password for myself. And once we have entered a password, what's going to happen is it's going to confirm everything. Make sure your password is strong and at least 10 keywords. Without that, it will not allow you to sign in. Now, once this is done, it's going to ask you your first name and your last name. So once we have entered that, what's going to happen from there is it's going to ask you to select a team. Like, what's your niche of work? Finance, education, government, IT, operations, marketing, legal, sales, etc. You can go with any of these, okay? So I'm going to go with IT. Okay, then it says specifically, what do you manage? Assets and licenses, IT requests and tickets. I'm going to go with project management. I'm going to go with remote work, and let's go with IT requests and tickets. Once we do that, we're going to click on next. Now it asks you to keep a project name and choose a view. Now this is what I was talking about. So first of all, let's go ahead and add a project name for ourselves. So let's say I'm going to add this test client project. Okay, that is what we're calling it. Then it says choose a view. So there's three different discrete views: grid view, Gantt view, and card view. Now, card view is like Trello. Now, if you've used Trello, you know that Trello is famous for its Kanban board. So that's what card basically is. You're using a Kanban view. Grid view, on the other hand, is more for managing lists or tasks, okay, to create subtasks, etc., and managing your dates. Gantt is more for scheduling things. It's more for calendar-based things, etc. So right now, let's go with the basic view, which is grid. And once we do that, we're going to click on continue. It also asks us to add some tasks. Now I'm going to skip this step because I'm going to add the tasks and subtasks later. Then it says you can highlight important data like task summary report, overdue task reports, which is basically your dashboards, okay? And once you've done that, here it gives you a visualized look of how your dashboard's going to look. And once you are good with everything, you're going to go ahead and click on build a project. So once you click on build a project, it tells you that congrats, your first project has been built. Now it says build a solution with your team, invite people in groups with the admin, customize your messages, etc. So I'm going to skip this because I don't really want to invite anyone in my workspace right now. I'm going to get straight into the working. So first of all, what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to understand what's going on over here. So firstly, you can see over here it says 30 days left, which is basically the free plan. Okay, now this is the most incredible part about SmartSheet is that it lets you use its platform for 30 days absolutely for free. It doesn't take any credit card information from you, and just use it as much as you can till the date it gives you. And once you've used it to its fullest, you can finally, decide if you actually want to buy a paid plan with this as well. Then moving on, here's your basic dashboard, okay, which is called your project dashboard. Now in your project dashboard, you can see the main analytics. You can see the project links where you can, quickly go to a specific part of your project, immediately. Then you have project completion progress, where it gives you you could say pie graph, okay? Now in this graph, you can see the completion, the not started, and the in progress. Then you can see the tasks by your status as well, which is also pretty incredible. You can see your overdue tasks and a whole lot more. Then you can get a task summary report, overdue task report, task sheets. These are the custom tasks they build for you, which is also pretty nice. And you can actually create something pretty quickly over here as well. So if you click on create, you can create sheets for grid, Gantt, and card, which we're going to get into. Then you can create reports where you can get a whole report analysis of row reports, sheet summary report. And then finally, we have dashboard. Obviously, this is the dashboard that we currently have, but you can create a new dashboard and add your custom widgets as well. Now, I'm going to get into all of this later on. What right now I'm going to do is I'm going to describe the rest of the interface for you as well. So on the left-hand side, first of all, we have home. Now, home basically brings you to this section where you can either go with your, task sheets, or you can go with your whole dashboard. Then we have notifications where we can see all the messages and notifications that we get according to our project or tasks. Then we have browse, where you can browse through the different files and folders you have on your SmartSheet. Okay, so as you can see, I can see all my WorkApps here. I can see my sheets, workspaces, and deleted items. Then we have recents. Okay, this basically shows where you recently just opened, what you opened, how you opened it, if you deleted it, etc. This is the favorites, where you can actually add favorite items into this. So let's say there's some task that you specifically want to complete. You can add it as a favorite and keep it here so you can keep on checking it on the go. Then we have WorkApps, which is basically integrations, which I'm going to get into. And then we have Create, where you can actually find templates for different workspaces, okay? So let's say I want the template for project schedule management or a simple project plan. You can find it right here, okay? So if you don't want to create a whole workspace from scratch, you can just pick off templates. Then moving on, we have Launcher. Now, Launcher basically launches the different integrations you get. So WorkApps is the only integration right now in SmartSheet. So you can check that out later on. But, moving away from all of that, let's get straight into the actual features and how the actual workspace works. So I'm going to create a whole workspace for you so you can get an idea of how the working actually correlates with the tasks, subtasks, and views. So first of all, let's say we have this task sheet over here. Let's open it up. Now in the task sheet, let's say design a task first. So let's say I'm going to call this task customer ticket 1. Okay, that is what we're calling it. So let's say our customer sent us a ticket. Now the subtasks for this are going to be, let's say, talk to customer. Okay, then we can go with the other subtask like fix issue. Okay, we're going to add that. So fix issue. And once you do that, you can also go with more subtasks. Okay, so if you want to add another subtask, you can simply come over here. Okay, and let's say I'm going to delete this, and I'm going to add another subtasks in this section. So let's say I'm going to add a subtask like confirm with customer if issue is fixed. Okay, then once we do that, as we can see, the text is bold. So to change this, you can simply do that, and look at that. So you're going to do a reminder on that. Okay. So you're going to make sure to add a reminder, which basically confirms the date. And to make sure that this is a task, what you can do is you can insert it as a row. Okay. So once you insert it as a row, that basically gives you an idea that, okay, this is a task of customer ticket 1. So once you've done this, you also have these spaces up here. So these are basic columns, and different columns have different features in it. So we have assign to, where you can assign different people different tasks. Okay. Then we have allocation, which is basically how much of this task has been allocated to you. Then we have start date, end date, health of the task, which basically is the, you could say, priority. Okay. So green means that, you can do this whenever you want, or if it's complete. Red is not started and it's urgent. Yellow is in progress. And then you can also add in more notes. You can also go ahead and insert different columns as well. So let's say I want to add a column for, let's go with checkbox. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead with this, and we're going to call this done. Okay. And once you've done that, I'm going to click on OK. And now we can see we have a checkbox over here. So in the case that the task is done, someone can do a checkbox on it. So, the people in the workspace can know that, okay, this task has been completed by the user. Okay. And just like this, you can further on go ahead into more details of this. Okay. And by more details, you can add more rows. And the more rows you add, the better, the detailing goes in for your tasks. And to delete a task, just click on the row. Okay. And once you click on the row, you're going to go ahead, make sure that you have selected it properly. Once you do that, click on delete. And as you can see, that deletes the row. Then moving on, you have these little features over here where you can easily and quickly add something to your task. So you can add notes, you can attach a file to it. You can also go ahead and add different reminders for yourself, which is basically an alarm. Then you can also add proof of this task. Okay. So if someone is done with the task, they can add a proof. Now, moving on, you can also go ahead and give a task some details. Okay. So you can add different row comments right under it. So if I click on add row comment, you can come here and write something like, this task is extremely urgent and it needs the best quality of work. Okay. So you can write something like that. And once we have entered the comment, I'm going to go ahead and paste it. And here we are. So just like this, you can have conversations on tasks as well. And anyone in your workspace can conversate with you pretty easily and, pretty simply, straightforward. Okay. Then moving on, what you can further on do is you can add different attachments to it. So let's say I'm going to add attachment to this task. So here the attachment file opens up. I'm going to click on attach files, and you can attach it with different ways. Attach from brand folder, which is basically a you could say escrow for media when it comes to SmartSheet. Then we have links. Okay, you can add a URL, Google Drive, OneDrive, Box, Dropbox, Evernote, Ignite, etc. I'm going to simply go ahead and upload a file. Once we come to upload a file, over here, go ahead with any file that you think you want to add. Let's say I'm going to add this. Okay. And once you've attached this, someone can easily come here, and if they want to check the attachment, they can simply click on it. And as you can see, the attachment loads up just like so. Now, pretty incredible that it lets you do so many accessibilities and lets you go with so many features in one go. And moving on, you can also manipulate the texts in this. So let's say I want to make this bold. I'm going to italicize it, and I'm going to change the text color to red. Then we have different subtasks. You can mess around with the colors on these as well. Now, I wouldn't normally recommend this, but if you want to keep your workspace, pretty friendly, and you want to keep it, a little fun, do make sure to add a little creativity into it, because the more creativity you add into your workspace, the better your workspace is going to be. So let's say we've added this task. Now, you can also minimize this task if you want to. And if you want you could say row to be cleared of contents, you can simply click on clear content, like without deleting the row, obviously. So you can simply go ahead, click on clear contents, and as you can see, all the content will be gone. Then moving on, you can also assign pretty easily. Like, let's say if I come here, we're going to choose the people I'm going to assign this person. Then we go over to allocations as well. Let's say I'm going to do 8 and it gives them 8%. Then you can also choose different start dates and times by clicking on this calendar over here. Let's say I'm going to go with 24th July and there we go. So now we have the 17th of July with the deadline. So just like this, you can adjust different things for yourself. Then moving on, you can also import something into this. So let's say I want to import some type of file. I'm going to click on import Microsoft Excel. I'm going to click on save. Then we're going to select our CSV file. So let's say I have a CSV file of contacts. I'm going to go ahead and open this up. I'm going to click on continue. Now what this does is, as you can see, it adds the rows accordingly. So we have email, first name, phone, creation date, and gender. So it says, what's your primary column? I'm going to go with first name and I'm going to click on import. Now, once you click on import, that widget is going to be imported into this section and there we are. So now we have this like so. Now it added the columns according to the sheet as well, and it also added all the other datas. Okay, now that's pretty incredible in my opinion, and it gives us, proper outlooks on how you can also import things easily. Then we move on to automations. Now, what are automations? Automations are basically steps for, programs and softwares that go on in the background. And while they're going on, obviously what happens is that, let's say there's something where I want to create a new task each time a new person is added into the workspace. Now, to do that by myself would take a lot of time, and it also would be pretty hasty. It's not something that I would personally keep on want to do if someone joins my workspace. So what I can do is I can actually create an automation for that. Now, if I create an automation, it's basically steps that I'm going to create in the backframe of SmartSheet. And every time a person joins, the automation is going to get activated. They're going to know that someone joined and they're going to create a new task. So let me give you an example on how this works. Now, first of all, you can create an automation from a template. Okay, so if we come over to template automations, look at this. So alert someone when specified criteria are met, move a row to another sheet when specified criteria are met, etc. So it keeps going on. Okay, there's different templates for different generations. So let me give you a template first. So let's say I'm going to go to remind someone on a specific date. I'm going to click on use it. Now over here, first of all, you're going to give it a name. So I'm going to just call it something random. Then it says trigger. When a date is reached is the trigger. Run once. Okay. You're going to choose the date. So I'm going to go with the date over here. Okay. We're going to choose the date field. Then the date that we're going to choose is today. Let's say I'm going to go with 10th. Then the time, let's go ahead with, let's go with 9. Okay. And once you do that, you can add conditions if you want, but the main action is alerting someone. So let's say I'm going to alert myself. And once this is done, you can also go with customized messages. So I'm simply going to keep it, the normal automated message. And once we have done all of this, you're going to click on save. And you can add a condition. Let's say I'm going to go with John. So basically at this date, John is going to be alerted. So I'm going to go ahead and click on save. Once we click on save, look at that. So now we have our automation set it up. So just like this, you can set up more automations as you go on, okay? And automations are pretty incredible for workspaces, so I would definitely recommend all you users to use them for yourself because they surely help you a lot and they alert people as well as you go on. Then moving on, you can also create automations from scratch if you want. So let's say I'm going to come to create from scratch. Now, first of all, we're going to choose the trigger. So let's say when rows are added, okay? So when rows are added to, let's say, first name, any value, okay, then what's going to happen is we're going to come down here to action. So when rows are added, what the automation needs to do is, let's say I'm going to go to assign people and assign people. And obviously, if you have contacts, in that case, it's going to assign people. But obviously, I'm going to show you how to make contacts as well. Now, once this is done, let's say copy rows. So we're going to copy our rows to another sheet, or you can add the row to another sheet, or there are many other actions as well. So once you do this, let's say I'm going to keep it on alert someone. I'm going to click on save, and now this automation is done. So when rows are added and when first name is any value. Okay, so let's say I'm going to test this one. Okay, I'm going to go ahead to this. Let's say I'm going to add a row over here. Now the row has been added. So what's going to happen is after this row is added in first name, I should generally get a verification on my email. Okay, either you get a notification there or you get a notification in your notifications section. Now it might take, a few minutes, but that is how automations occur. Okay, that is how automations work. And this is the most incredible thing that you can have for a workspace, especially one like this. Now, once we've talked about automation, let's move over to forms. You can actually create and manage forms in SmartSheet as well. So let's say I'm going to go ahead to create form. And once you click on create form, it starts loading in. Now, forms are used for, you could say, proper, I'd say, driving sales and getting contacts. So let's say I'm going to create a form here. Now you're going to give it a form title. So let's say I'm going to call this sign up. Then you can add a description like use this form to sign up with the workspace. Okay. So once you write that, you can add fields into it. Okay. So let's say I'm going to click on add new field. I want to add let's go with text and number. Okay. We're going to do that. And I'm going to go with age. Okay, so let's say I also want to know the age. I'm going to click on OK. And once we click on OK, you can add this field anywhere. So let's say I'm going to add age over here. Now you can also edit individual fields according to, whatever you want. So let's say I'm going to click on this field. You can change the logic for this field. You can also add in different labels. You can add in different validations as well. And moving on, you can add these form elements as well, like heading, description. You have dividers. You can also add in a file upload. Okay, so let's say I want to add an image up here. So I'm going to click on browse my files. I'm going to click on file upload. Now what this does is it's going to open up the file uploader. Okay, and it's going to let the people add the file easily. So once your form has been created, you can also go with the different settings that you can have on it. So the theme and branding, basically. So if someone visits a website, do you want the form to be vertical? Do you want it to be side by side, or do you want it to be plain? Let's say I'm going to go with side by side. Then you can also add things on security like require SmartSheet, form submission, etc. But once you've done all of that, you're going to click on save, and let's go ahead and open up the form. Now, once you open up the form, look at this. This is how it's going to look. Sign up to use this to get into the workspace. Add your email. You can also drag and drop files into this. So let's say I'm going to go to browse files, and just like that, I can add my files, email, first name, phone, age, creation date, gender, and then finally submit it. Now, once you've submitted your information, what happens from there is it captures the response. And whenever a response is captured, you can actually find one submission over here. So if we click over to this, you can see what the people have done. Okay, so this is the most incredible part about forms as well. And as we can see, once we come here in our notifications, you can see the automation notification has reached us as well. So pretty incredible stuff for now. Then we come over to connections, where you can manage and connect workflows with other places as well. So, this is how you're going to manage your task sheet with different widgets. Now, to invite people in your workspace, you can click on share on the top right, and you can invite people as you want. So you can invite them through email. You can also copy a link and send it to them where they can join pretty easily. Now, the best way to invite someone, I'd say, would be copying the link, but if the person cannot be sent a link, you can simply send them an email, and you can also give them privileges like editors, admin, commenter, viewer, etc. So once we have gone through with all of that, what you can do moreover from this is you can also create different things like a form that we just created. You can create new sheets for your task. Then we come over to report. Let's go with a blank report, and I'm going to click on OK. So once you click on OK, reports have different views, as I stated in the previous past. We have Gantt, we have grid, and we have the basic card view. Now the card view is a Kanban view basically, and the Kanban view can work pretty incredibly in my opinion. Okay, so once this basically loads up for us, let me show you what we're gonna basically keep a lookout on. So once we're over here, Here it goes into loading. And now we have our reports ready to build. Now you can build your reports from custom, or you can add the resource sheets as well. So once we've done that, you can assign all of the, columns that you want. So once you do that, you can select the fields. I'm going to keep it age is blank and apply. So once we do this, as you can see, you can actually create reports of different sheets with the different columns that you get. And creating a report is a very important thing to do when you're in a workspace like this, especially if you're the admin, because the more reports you create, the better it stays at the end of the month when you're generating an invoice, or if you're generating the general summary of your workspace, how many, columns you contain, how many workspaces, how many members, etc. So, using reports with different views is a very great way to keep your workspace going on. Now, to switch views as well, you can go to the view section over here. So we are in the grid view now, but if you want to change it to your Gantt view, as you can see, we're going to bring it right over to our Gantt. So I'm going to come here, switch it to Gantt, and there we go. So now we have a Gantt view with the calendar on the right side. Then moving on, we can also go with the card view, which, as I told you, is like the Kanban view, where you can actually categorize the different cards accordingly for yourself. And then finally, you have calendar view, where you can see the different dates, the different deadlines in one whole calendar. Okay, so again, these are really, I could say, fun and easy things to get your head around. And generally, they're a lot of fun to work with. Now, moving on, you can also go to WorkApps. Now, WorkApps are integrations, as I told you in the previous past. The integrations basically allow you to use other applications with your Smartsheet to give it a better flair. So you can add any app, you can add any integration. So let's say I'm going to go with Slack. Now, you can easily connect Slack with your WorkApp in this space, and you can create a WorkApp for yourself as well with the templates that you get among it. Okay, and it gives you a pretty good deciphered out view on your basic project management center. Okay, so this is basically the main idea of Smartsheet. Now, if you enjoyed this video, please do make sure to drop down a like and subscribe to the channel. And if you want to see more videos like this in the future, do let me know down in the comments below, and I'll be making a whole lot more for you. And if there is any issue in the Smartsheet portfolio or program, do let me know down in the comments below, and I'll be helping you straight away. And obviously, if Smartsheet's pricing and plans amaze you as well, do let me know, and I can give you a very discounted link and code as well. But yeah, that's pretty much about it for this video. Thank you for watching all the way till the end, and I hope you all have an incredible and great day. I'll see all of you next time. Goodbye.